Let's be real. Most people don't get rich by accident. You don't just trip over a pile of gold bars on your way to Starbucks. Wealth doesn't magically show up in your bank account one day like, surprise, you're rich now. Not even close. Becoming wealthy leaves clues, tiny signs in your mindset, habits, and choices that quietly scream, this person will absolutely become rich. So buckle up, because over the next few minutes, I'm about to reveal 15 clear signs you're destined to become wealthy. And here's the crazy part. You might already be showing these signs without realizing it. Spoiler alert, number 9 is probably the reason your broke friend secretly hates you. But first, I want to start with the biggest and boldest one of all. So let's get right into it. Sign number 1, you obsess over buying assets, not stuff. Now get this. If your brain gets more excited about snagging shares of Tesla stock on a dip than buying the newest iPhone, congratulations. You're already wired differently than 90% of people, the average person. They flex with a brand new phone, overpriced sneakers, or a car note that eats half their paycheck. But you see those dollars as little employees. And instead of firing them on lattes and Air Jordans, you assign them jobs. All right, little George Washingtons, you're buying me dividends this month. Real wealth starts with this shift. You're addicted to acquiring assets that pay you back. Stocks, real estate, businesses, skills, things that grow. If you get a raise and your first thought isn't, what car can I afford now? But instead, how can I make this money work for me? You're already light years ahead. I mean, just look at your own life, for example. Your broke cousin? He's probably leasing a BMW at 22. You're buying index funds. Guess who'll still be flexing 10 years from now? And who'll be begging you for a gas loan? But keep in mind, money alone isn't the giveaway. In fact, the next sign is about something even more powerful than your bank account. Sign number 2, you value time more than money. Okay, seriously, this one separates the wealthy from the wannabes real quick. See, broke people trade time for money their whole lives. They clock in, clock out, and hope their boss gives them a 3% raise, while inflation is laughing in the background. Wealthy-minded people, they treat time like the ultimate currency. They'll spend money to save time, not the other way around. They'll outsource laundry, groceries, or that boring task at work because they know time can create money, while money can't buy back time once it's gone. Just think about Jeff Bezos. The man is worth billions, but he doesn't waste 20 minutes figuring out how to save $2 on shipping tape. Wealthy people ask, how can I multiply my time through leverage, skills, systems, or people? Here, let me paint a picture so you can easily understand. Imagine you've got 24 golden tickets each day. Hours. Broke-minded folks sell them for pennies. Wealthy-minded folks invest theirs in building machines that spit out more tickets tomorrow. Oh, and speaking of machines, the next sign proves you're already building wealth, even when you're not looking. Sign number 3, you track your money like a hawk. I hate to say it, but here's an uncomfortable truth. If you don't know where your money is going, you're basically handing it a one-way ticket to vanish. And that's exactly what broke people do. They hope they're not overspending. Spoiler, they are. Wealthy people, they know their numbers down to the cent. They can tell you how much they spent on food last month, what percentage of their income is invested, and how close they are to hitting their money goals. Why? Because tracking creates awareness, and awareness creates control. Think about it. You can't improve what you don't measure. If your money was an employee and you didn't track their hours, you'd have no idea if they were even working for you. Now that I think about it, have you ever seen a friend who swears they're bad with money, but they somehow manage to keep up with 17 different Netflix subscriptions, Starbucks runs, and Uber Eats orders every week? That's not bad with money. That's refusing to track. If you already check your bank app like it's Instagram, or you budget like a CFO even loosely, you're laying the foundation for serious wealth. And I have to pause real quick and just say this. If you're serious about building true generational wealth, when you finish watching this video, go back and watch our financial freedom playlist. The Stealth Wealth channel's mission is to give you the financial life you deserve, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for all of our new videos. But anyway, let's get back into it. Tracking money is just the start. The next sign is the one that separates future millionaires from everyone else, and it has nothing to do with saving receipts. Sign number 4, you're addicted to learning skills that pay. Okay, now listen closely, because here's the dead giveaway. You're on the path to wealth. You're obsessed with stacking skills, not just hours. While most people binge Netflix, you binge YouTube tutorials on investing, copywriting, or coding. While your friends master the art of TikTok dances, you're mastering skills that could pay you six figures. For decades, you've been led to believe hard work is what gets you paid. But here's the thing. Wealthy people don't just work hard. They work smart with skills that compound. Want proof? A plumber and a lawyer both work hard, but one makes $80 an hour while the other makes $400. The difference? Skills. Look at billionaire Warren Buffett. His greatest skill isn't math or even investing, it's communication. He can explain complex ideas in ways anyone can understand. That one skill helped him attract billions in investment. If you're constantly upgrading, taking courses, reading books, experimenting with side hustles, you're quietly building a personal money machine. But hold up, skills only matter if you know how to use them. And that brings us to the next sign, which might sound boring, but it's the silent killer of wealth. Sign number 5, you have self-control, even when nobody's watching. All right, I need to address something right now, so pay attention. The real test isn't whether you can say no when people are watching. It's whether you can say no when you're alone in Target at 10 p.m., staring at a 75-inch TV on sale. Wealthy-minded people know discipline builds freedom. They don't need instant gratification every time they feel bored. They can delay the hit of dopamine today for a bigger win tomorrow. That's why they invest instead of splurge, why they can sit on cash, waiting for opportunities instead of rushing into every deal. I mean, I like to think of it like dating. Broke people fall for the first red flag they see because it looks good in the moment. Wealthy people wait for the right opportunity, even if it means being patient and uncomfortable. And speaking of patience, the next sign is all about how you handle failure. The one thing that terrifies broke people but secretly fuels the rich. Sign number 6, failure doesn't scare you, it trains you. Look, regardless of what people might try and tell you, here's the truth. Broke people see failure as proof they're not good enough. Wealthy people see failure as tuition. It's the bill you pay for experience. Just think about Thomas Edison. The guy didn't fail 1,000 times making a light bulb. He found 1,000 ways it didn't work. Same with entrepreneurs today. They launch flops, lose money, and screw up before finding the thing that prints wealth. Watch. Here's an easy comparison. You try selling sneakers online, lose a little money, and your broke friend says, "See? That's why I don't try stuff like that." Meanwhile, you're like, "Cool, that was a cheap lesson. Let's move on to the next play." That mindset, that's a wealth signal. But here's the catch. You can't fail your way to wealth unless you've got the next sign nailed down. And honestly, it's one of the rarest. Sign number 7, you think long-term, even when everyone else wants fast money. Now let's get serious, because this is a reality that's quite sad in my opinion. Broke people want to be rich by Friday. They'll risk it all on lottery tickets, meme stocks, or crypto coins with dogs on them. Wealthy people, they play the long game. If you're the type who says, "I don't care if this takes 5 years as long as it works," you're wired for wealth, because that's how real compounding works, whether it's compounding money, skills, or relationships. It's almost like literally planting a tree. Broke people want to eat fruit tomorrow, so they never plant. Wealthy people plant today, water it, and laugh when everyone else is still hungry 10 years later. And while we're on trees, the next sign is about what kind of forest you're planting, because wealth isn't just money, it's this. Sign number 8, you surround yourself with people who push you higher. What I'm about to say now is probably one of the most underrated habits that can literally change your life entirely. Because here's something most people ignore. Your environment is shaping your net worth every single day. If your friends are always broke, always complaining, always dragging you to just one more night out, guess what? You're being trained for mediocrity. Wealthy people curate their circle like they curate their portfolio. They know being around ambitious, driven people automatically raises their standards. Because success is contagious, but so is laziness. I mean, think about it. Ever notice how athletes train with other elite athletes? They push each other to levels they couldn't hit alone. Money works the same way. If you've already cut off toxic friends or you naturally gravitate toward people who inspire you, that's a massive sign you're destined for wealth. And here's the wild part. The next sign proves wealth isn't just about what you gain. It's also about what you're willing to lose. Sign number 9, you don't care about impressing strangers. All right, now here's one that secretly drives broke people insane. You just don't care about flexing. No rented Lamborghini, no Gucci belt screaming for attention, no look at me, Instagram drip. Wealthy people know the loudest guy in the room is usually the brokest. real money whispers, quiet cars, clean watches, simple homes that double as investments. They don't need validation because their bank account already did the talking. Easy example. Your broke coworker shows off his new $1,200 sneakers, but you just bought a boring index fund that'll quietly turn into $12,000. Who's really flexing here? But here's the funny twist. You don't just avoid wasting money. You also spot opportunities others completely miss. Sign number 10. You see opportunities everywhere. Here I'm just gonna say it. Most people see problems. Wealthy people see profit. Gas prices go up, broke people complain. Wealthy people invest in energy companies. Housing market crashes, broke people panic. Wealthy people scoop up property at a discount. If you're the type who notices gaps, like, why doesn't this coffee shop have delivery? Or, why hasn't anyone built an app for this? That's a wealth mindset. You're trained to see opportunity where others see obstacles. Seriously, it's like seeing gold veins in a mountain while everyone else is just complaining about the hike. And speaking of mountains, the next sign is about how you climb them and why most people never make it past base camp. Sign number 11, you're comfortable being uncomfortable. Broke people crave comfort. The comfy job, the comfy paycheck, the comfy routine. Wealthy people know growth only happens in discomfort. That's why they chase risk, tackle scary goals, and lean into awkward situations like negotiations, investments, and cold calls. Think about Elon Musk. The guy bet his entire PayPal fortune on Tesla and SpaceX when everyone said he was crazy. Uncomfortable? Absolutely. But that discomfort is exactly what made him one of the wealthiest humans alive. If you're the type who pushes yourself to do the scary thing instead of the easy one, you're already walking the wealthy path. But discomfort alone isn't enough. The next sign is about turning that discomfort into pure momentum. Sign number 12, you take action instead of just talking. Now this one is huge. It basically comes down to this. Broke people talk. They dream, they say someday. Wealthy people, they do. They launch the business. They buy the stock. They start the side hustle. If you're someone who executes, even imperfectly, you're destined for wealth. Why? Because momentum beats perfection every single time. You can't steer a parked car, but once you're moving, even tiny adjustments take you closer to your goal. Here, this might be a relatable example. Your friend has been thinking about starting a podcast for 3 years. You already launched one. It might suck at first, but now you've learned what works, and you're miles ahead. And here's the kicker. The next sign is what ensures your action actually leads somewhere meaningful, not just random hustle. Sign number 13, you set clear goals and actually chase them. Look, I need you to understand this clearly. Broke people drift. They say things like, I just want to be comfortable, or I hope I make more money someday. Wealthy people, they set specific, measurable goals. Not, I want to be rich, more like, I'm going to have $100,000 invested by age 30, or I'm building a business that hits 6 figures in 2 years. Goals create focus, and focus multiplies results. It's like archery. Broke people shoot arrows into the woods and hope something dies. Wealthy people set up a target, aim, and hit it over and over again. But even goals won't save you if you're missing this next sign, because without it, money slips through your fingers faster than water. Sign number 14, you respect money, even small amounts. Here's a subtle but clear sign. You don't treat small money like it doesn't matter. Broke people say, it's only $20 while blowing it on Uber Eats for the 5th time this week. Wealthy people know money is a tool, and small amounts add up to big ones. Now, I know you're probably thinking, that $7 latte doesn't seem like much, but $7 a day for a year? That's $2,555. Invested at 8% returns for 30 years? Boom, over $300,000. That's a house, or retirement, or a business fund. Wealthy people understand money is energy, and they don't waste it mindlessly. And that brings us to the final sign. Honestly, if you have this one, every other sign we talked about just gets amplified. Sign number 15, you believe getting wealthy is inevitable. Now, before I say this, I really need to warn you first. This one sounds woo-woo, but it's real. Broke people hope they'll get rich. Wealthy people expect it. They know if they keep stacking skills, investing, and compounding over time, wealth is inevitable. For all my gym rats, it's literally like going to the gym. If you lift weights consistently, you don't hope you'll get stronger. You know you will. Wealth works the same way. If you already believe your financial future is guaranteed because of your actions, not luck, that belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. All right, now let's run it back. Here are the 15 clear signs you're on the road to wealth. You buy assets, not stuff. You value time more than money. You track your money like a hawk. You stack money-making skills. You've got discipline. You treat failure as training. You play long-term games. You choose your circle wisely. You don't care about flexing. You spot opportunities. You embrace discomfort. You take action. You set real goals. You respect money. You know wealth is inevitable. And if you found yourself nodding through these signs, you're already way ahead of the game. Comment the words, "I will be wealthy," so I know you're serious. But here's the thing. Knowing you're destined for wealth is one thing. Accelerating it is another. That's why in my next video, I'm breaking down the 10 money moves rich people never talk about, but always use. And trust me, if you've ever wanted the real cheat codes of the wealthy, that video is your blueprint. Just tap the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.